Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Tech Edu for You. Today we are going to discuss about some important concepts of HTML. Thank you guys for supporting me by subscribing my channel. Please watch till the end, then only you can acquire the knowledge about these concepts. Let's get started our actual video. This is our agenda for today. Now we are going to discuss about the HTML class attributes, iframe, layouts, forms and HTML5 form elements, etc. Let's start that concept, the class attribute. By using these class attributes you can specify the one or more class names for an HTML element. Here you can place the class attribute over here in the HTML element, HTML tag. Within that tag you can specify the class name. Here for this class attribute you can specify the name. For the name you can write the styles within the header tag of the style. Within the style tag you can specify the class function, and within this class function you can you can be used this class name by using CSS or JavaScripts to perform the certain task. Whatever the task you need to implement by using this class name, you can specify those functions too, those properties too. Here we are using the CSS code to style all the elements within the class name city. The style within the style tag I have placed the city class. With this city class the background color would be the tomato, and the color of the text would be the white, and the padding would be the 10 pixel. Whenever you have considered the city name in a paragraph, that name should be with this specification, with these styles. This can be displayed with these styles. This is the body part code. I have just placed the snippet of codes here. You can implement the full-fledged program too by using these codes. Now we are going with the HTML iframes. An iframe is used to display the web page within a web page. You can specify these by using, for example, this is nothing but the advertisement links posted in a web page. This iframe is used to set the height and width of that another web page too. Use the height and width by using the height and width attributes. You can specify the size of an iframe, and by for example, most probably these can be occupy the 80% of the web browser, but you can specify the height and width too. The syntax for the HTML iframe is defined with the tag iframe, and this is the syntax: iframe space src is equal to URL. Whatever the web address you need to specify in the another web page, that can be resides here, and I am closing the iframe tag. This is the example program. Doc type HTML body. Within the body I have specifying the iframe. Source is equal to demo underscore iframe.html. HTML height is equal to 200 and width is equal to 300. I am closing the tag. Here I am specifying the height and width of that another web page within a frame. If you need not to specify those borders of another web page, you can remove the borders too by using the CSS border property. Iframe source is equal to demo underscore iframe.html. Style is equal to border none. I'm closing the iframe too. And we have the another tag that is called the frame tag. So we can frame tag by using these frame tags you can specify the overall web page into certain blocks of pages. You can display the two or more pages in the in a one web page too by using frame tag. These frame tags can be specified within an frame set, but it is different from iframe. Next, we are moving with the HTML layouts. HTML websites often define the contents in a multiple columns like the magazines, newspapers, etc. But you can specify the more new semantic elements can be placed in a web page by using HTML5. See over here, this is the HTML5 of a web page. It has the different elements like the header, nav, session, article, aside, footer, etc. These are the tags we can use in an use it to construct an web page. Two, header indicates the header of a document or a session, and navigation indicates the navigation links. For example, you can go with the menu bar in a web page. It consists of the about, whatever the services the web page provides, and whatever the organization, what is meant, details of an organization, and more details about the organization, support, help, etc. Those are all reside in the menu. I have given this only some examples only. This is the session. The session defines a session of a document, and con- article indicates the independent self-contained articles of an these articles indicates the in articles of an organization, or else articles of an college, or else articles of an company, whatever the web page it considers about their articles. And aside is used to scroll the content. This is nothing but the sidebar. You can display the advertisements of the organization, whatever the highlights happen in the organization, whatever the agendas, and whatever the recent conversations happened in the recent events happened in the organization can be displayed over there. And footer consists of the copyright things and etc. You can specify the addresses in the web page too by using the address tag, and some more additional details can be added by using the details tag, and summaries can be added by using the summary tag, etc. Now we are moving with the HTML forms. HTML form element defines a form that is used to collect the user input. These form elements can be reside within the form tags. This is the syntax for the form. Within the form tag, form elements can be taken here. These form elements are nothing but the input elements, and HTML form contains these input form elements like text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons, and much more. These input elements is the most important elements in the form form element most important element of an form element. These input can be displayed in the several ways depending on the type attribute. For example, here the some of the examples. You can go with the type. You can go with the type of type attribute. If we specify the type is equal to text, then it describes that it defines a one line text input field. These text input field consist of the 20 characters like that. The input type is equal to radio button. You can display the radio buttons. You can select any one of the many radio buttons. And if we specify input type is equal to submit, it defines the submit button. It automatically creates this button that can be named as the submit, or else you can place the sign up, etc. Now we are going with the input type text. input text is equal input type is equal to text defines the one line input field. Already we have discussed. This is the example program for the input type text. For example, here I have placed within the form elements doc type HTML. I have opened the HTML tag. Within the body I have placed the form tag. The first name I have created the break here. That input text can be placed within the first name. After first name, next line the text page can be displayed. And next last name, I have simply placed the two names here, first name and last name. I have given the break, and the text field can be displayed within the below the name, whatever the name I have given. This can be shown like this is how it looks like in a web browser. Because the form itself is not visible, also we can note that the default width of the text field is 20 characters, etc. A light colored the box shaped text field can be shown here. And if we given the input type is equal to radio, defines the radio button. The radio button lets a user selects the one of the limited number of choices, and within the form you can place the 3, 4, 5 like that, whatever how many of the radio buttons we need, you can place them. But you have to confirm that only one radio button can be selected by the user. Within the form you can place this code to this snippet of code, you can place this snippet of code, and this is how the HTML code can be displayed in the web browser. And the input type is equal to radio, name is equal to gender, value is equal to male. It can be checked, or by default you have to place the first value would be the checked. And next the name is equal to gender, value is equal to female, the female can be showed here. And the type is equal to radio, name is equal to gender, value is equal to others can be showed here. Next we are going with the submit button. Next we are going with the another form element, that is called submit. If input type is equal to submit, the form automatically acts as a the input button automatically acts as a submit button. You can place the value whether it may be the submit or sign up, etc. And next we are going with the input type is equal to reset. If we place the input type is equal to reset, the button resets all the fields. It clears all the fields. And input type is equal to checkbox, it defines the checkboxes. You can place the more number of checkboxes according to your situation, according to your web browser, according to your form. Now we are going with the HTML5 input types. HTML5 added the several input types like color, date, time, local, email, range, search, URL, week, month, number, etc. The input it behaves same as the input type is equal to text. You can specify the input type is equal to color. The color can be displayed according to the web browser web browser supported color picker. And we have the color picker table over there. You can select the color too. You can specify the date. Input is used input fields that contains the date. Depending on the web browser, the date picker can be shown in the input field. Then you can specify the date too. Similarly, date time local can be specified. Input type is equal to date time local. Here the location, date and time picker, date picker can be activated, and the location can be activated over here. If we specify input type is equal to email, email can be you can they can check the email. Most probably in any website you have gone with the sign up form. After sign up, your email will be checked by using this type of input types only, like these input types. And if we want to display the month, input type is equal to month. It specifies the date picker. Input type is equal to month. It specifies the date picker here. Web browser specified date picker. Then you can pick the month too. And if we specify the button element in an area, the button element displays the clickable element. These clickable elements can be used by using the attributes on click element. On click attribute. On click is equal to alert. The button, you can write the code like button space type is equal to button, on click is equal to alert, and click me and close the button tag. This specifies the click me button. Now we are going with the HTML5 added some more form elements like data list and the output. We can see that the web browser don't display the unknown elements. New elements that are not supported in it, older elements will not be destroyed using our web page. So you can go with the data list. These data list elements, we can see that the data list element specifies the list of predefined options for an input elements. Users can see the drop-down list of the predefined options as the input data too. And these list attributes of the input element must refers to an ID of the data list elements. Now we are going with the output. HTML output acts as HTML output elements represents the output of our calculation, like one performed by the script, etc. Likewise, we can use the HTML form elements. We have the HTML form elements like the radio, checkboxes, checkboxes, input type is equal to text, data list, output, and color, date, time, local, email, month, number, etc. Likewise, you can specify the HTML form elements. This is the main concept we have gathered here. We have we have used it here, and we have know here. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Thank you. Once again, thank you for subscribing me. Please share it to your friends. Like, share, comment. Thank you.